Yeah. And so they assumed, of course, that by taking out trolleys from the river, that's helping wildlife, because trolleys are meant to be there, they're not natural. Fish and wildlife decline.
It turned out the lattice structure of the shopping trolleys served as a refuge for the young fish during tides, compensating for the lack of vegetation in the creek.
So, how can we solve it?
We've developed HabiTide, a biodegradable structure that provides shelter and spawning grounds for migratory freshwater fish, as well as remediating heavy metal contamination in rivers. It is mainly made out of clay, sodium alginate from brown seaweed, and crushed salmon bones. Fish bones are largely made of calcium and phosphate, and a mixture of solid sorbents such as clay and phosphate-containing substrates chemically and permanently binds to lead, creating a microscopic crystal that becomes harmless in contaminated water even if consumed. Sodium alginate modified nanoscale zero-valent iron was also utilized, as it plays a key role in immobilizing lead, cadmium, and copper, as well as to act as a binder for the bone powder. This biodegradable mixture was then added to water, tested in different concentration and composition for the ideal strength and viscosity to be 3D printed and low heated to sustain tidal conditions. It is then coated in beeswax as a waterproofing agent and distributed to designated riverbeds. The implementation of HabiTide involves partnering up with local fish markets to harvest the huge waste of salmon bones and process them with our recipe, before they are sent to 3D printing manufacturers and taken by the councils to be deployed at riverbeds with a lack of habitats or a high concentration of heavy metals. HabiTide will then be set in action to provide shelter for local fish and to improve water quality. Its interactions with the tide will impose an aesthetic awareness to the people nearby, drawing a string between human and the fish below the water surface. Even the smallest fish play an important role in the ecosystem. HabiTide. Transforming rivers, one thing at a time. Dive into HabiTide, where discarded fish bones create thriving havens for aquatic life.